Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the virtual Port Royal Speedway for the fourth annual Nittany Nationals here in the TCR Sprint Car Series. It is championship night here with the TCR Sprint Car Series. We've got a big championship upon us. We've got a big field, we've got big prizes to race for, and just a big night overall. I am joined by Nathan Mon. Nathan, are you ready for some racing?
I'm ready to see it, Davis. I think we're going to have a good championship fight here between Henry Fenson and Lockie Phillips. We've both been seeing these guys go at it. They're teammates, but, they both want to win this thing. We've seen them go at it all season long, though. Both of them have multiple wins across the season. And, they've really put on a show for their team so far. I'm hoping it continues tonight.
Evolution Sim Sport had quite the year this year indeed. They have had many wins with those two. And those they finished 1-2 last week as well. And as some of you might know, we did not have a live broadcast last week, and I do apologize for that. But we're going to go ahead and talk to these guys real quick. Which, ironically enough, the 1-2 last week are also our 1-2 in the championship tonight. So let's try to bring these guys in real quick. We're going to talk to last week's winner and championship leader, Lockie Phillips. Let's get him in here real quick. Hopefully we don't interrupt anything. Give us just a second. Lockie Phillips, you got us. Lockie Phillips, hello.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, sorry, I know we had a little bit of a communication issue there, so apologies. But hey, I know we didn't get to talk to you last week, so tell us about a little bit about your win last week, if you can remember much about that. But walk us through that.
My bad. Yeah, the race last week was it was pretty hairy there at the start. The bottom was in, so the bottom was the fastest way around at the start, and then just fell back. Matt passed me through the middle and fell back behind Matt, and about I reckon half a lap after that, I'm like, I just got to try and get this top in and try and work it in, and it come on in like two laps.
Sick.
And got back by Matt, and then just set sail and took the lead off of Henry. And
welcome to the finale.
that's about all I can remember from last week.
Yeah, for sure. I know it's been quite a minute, but I know you're really working the top of the racetrack, as you do a lot. You really commit to making that work, and it seems like Henry also makes the bottom work as much as he possibly can. How do you think that's going to translate to tonight?
Yeah, well, hopefully, that doesn't happen, because the top here is really good. So, once that top gets here at Port Royal, you can just set sail and go. So, hopefully the bottom doesn't play too much tonight, but I think he is resetting the track for qualifying, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, championship night here, 8 points on Henry Fenson. You've had a big comeback from the middle of the season to retake this points lead. How are you going into tonight between the scale of playing it safe, but getting what you can get?
Yeah, I just got to finish in front of Henry. That's the goal tonight. So if we win it, we win it. If we don't, we don't. Just got to finish in front of Henry. Just got to finish. So that's the main goal. So if we take that big check home at the end of the night, that will be an extra bonus, I guess. So, yeah.
Absolutely. There's a lot of money on the line tonight. So, Lockie, thank you for your time, and we will let you get back to practice.
Yep, we'll see you after.
Yep. Good luck, Lockie.
Thank you.
That is Lockie Phillips. And let's real quickly get with Henry Fenson, our runner-up from last week, and just 8 points back on his teammate Lockie Phillips. We'll get him in the room. Henry, do you have us? Henry, do you have us?
Yeah, I got you. How you going?
Okay. Hey, good, man. Sorry about that. Hey, again, didn't get to talk to you last week. We do apologize for that, but you had a good run going. I know you were up front quite a bit with Lockie. How was your run last week?
Yeah, last week was pretty fun. Track was changing a lot during the feature. I got the upper hand early and was able to get by him, but yeah, he just figured something out at the top there, and I figured I didn't want to go up there and fall off the track trying to stay in front of him. So happy to just let him go by and settle for second. Had a good crack at the end, got the bottom to come back in, but just couldn't hit 1 and 2 well enough to get alongside him.
Henry, you're
How?
8 points
Oh, sorry.
back right now. I mean, we were just talking with your teammate, that we were talking about before we talked to both of you guys about, you guys are in a really good spot as a team, right? But as individual drivers, you definitely want to go out and win this thing. I know Lockie's more the top feeding guy, you're more the bottom feeding guy. What do you think you can, do differently tonight, maybe? As Lockie said, it was kind of more of a top favoring track.
Yeah, this is very much a Lockie favouring track. So my best option is to wind him up in Discord and make him screw up somewhere. That's probably my best bet tonight. But yeah, I'm going out second in qualifying. So I just hope I can get a lap that's decent up there. It's going to be tough with everyone getting to watch. So hopefully I can just get a good start for tonight, not be struggling deep. And yeah, hopefully the bottom will come in at some point and give me a chance to have a crack at him. But I think if we're running the fence, it's going to be tough to get by him.
For sure, yeah. Well, it seems like you're always pretty committed to the bottom of the racetrack, always trying to make that work. And again, whatever strategy works, you do whatever you got to do to try to win this thing. So good luck tonight, and we'll hope you do well.
Yep,
Thanks,
good luck
guys.
to you,
Hopefully
Henry.
talk to you soon.
That's Henry Fenson. There we are. Had a little bit of an issue there. Yep. All right. Well, that is your that was your 1-2 out of last week, and we might be hearing from Trent Curtis here in just a moment.
I will say those two, I didn't really sense much nervousness at all between them. I know they're teammates, and there was some mind games we heard might be being played with from Fenson's side, but I expected them to be a little bit more, on edge. I mean, we've seen it all season long, Davis. Anything can happen these races. I mean, you think you're in a good spot, you're out in the lead, and then a caution comes out, and the next one you're in it, and you're got to go back to the back. So I'm shocked that they didn't sound nervous at all. I'm nervous for them right now. Like I know it's gonna be a tight race.
Well, there's two sides to it. One of them is that these guys have been, again, dominating all season, and so they know what's ahead of them, and they know what they got to do. They know how to run up front, and I just think these guys are just experienced. The other side of that is that they're Australians, and all Australians just sound cool. So maybe it's that.
That's true. That Australian accent just makes them seem super calm under pressure, even if they're really just shaking in their boots.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got qualifying coming up here in just a moment, and we've got a special qualifying format tonight. It is still going to be that single car qualifying, like always, not group qualifying or anything like that, thankfully. But we will be going one car at a time. So if you're wanting to see your favorite driver, see your guy, and you haven't been able to see him all year, now's your time to see him. So session is ending right now as we are going to get underway here with qualifying, as the first car will be Mason Heimbaum in the 04. So not sure if when they're going to get going here. I know the session is starting, but I think Mason Heimbaum might be making his way to the end of pit road here in just a moment. Yep, he is gridded, making his way. And we will see if he actually gets onto the racetrack. I know we're going to be doing two cars at a time with this. So as soon as Mason Heimbaum gets onto the racetrack, we will send the next car of Henry Fenson. Actually, again, like he said, going out second. So going to be a big challenge. What is it like having to go out second in the conditions like this in qualifying?
Man, in my experience, I hate qualifying first. Like if you're doing single car qualifying, I hate being the first one to get my time on the board, because 9 times out of 10, man, it goes down. As more guys get on the track, it gets a groove in there and everything. So hats off to these guys for going first. I don't think it's much of a choice, but I know that the nerves are high trying to get that hot lap in.
Well, first making his hot laps is Mason Heimbaum out of Pleasant Hill, Iowa, in the Slideways machine for Raise the Bar Sim Racing.
He's got that scheme looking good. The car looks fast, man. Looks like he's going to run a 14.97 on his first go.
And I believe, going to see how many laps these guys get. Might be more than 2. Could look like 3. He's running. Looks like it's going to be 3 laps. I think Trent is giving these guys a warm-up lap on lap 1, and then letting them go on laps 2 and 3. So we're going to go just 1 car at a time with the 10 car on track.
Yeah, we got the 10 car. We just spoke with him. Henry Finson, the ABR Setup Shop Evolution Sim Sport driver, fighting for a title tonight out of Sydney, Australia. And man, Davis, he's been quick all season long. I really am interested to see how he's going to figure out the high line. I think he underestimates how good he is at the high line. I don't know. I'm not confident enough to say maybe he's on the same level as Lockie Phillips. But, man, I have seen times where he's been in the lead and he's found that high line and he's just pulled away from the field.
Well, he's coming to the green flag right now, and look where he was at. He was on the bottom of the racetrack, still on the bottom of the racetrack. So I don't know that he's confident on the top, and that's very interesting. Even coming to your fastest lap, you typically want to be on the top. You get that momentum, but even coming to his final lap here, he is on the bottom. So very interesting tactic. Now he's on the top of the racetrack, or at least the middle. So this is interesting. Okay, so my apologies, I got mixed up there. That was his final lap. So ran the bottom the entire time there.
Yeah, very interesting. I think they got the 1 warm-up lap and then one actual hot lap to go.
Gotcha. Okay.
So Vincent, though, sitting on provisional pole after 2 drivers have laid down times. Let's see. Timing looks like a 14.86, so about a tenth faster than Highball was able to run, and Vincent did on the bottom. So again, just showing he's the king of the bottom of this track.
On the racetrack right now, it is the number 91 machine from Matt Grimm Motorsports. It is the Race the Bar Sim Racing Hinkle Holmes car of Matt the Grim Reaper Grimm.
I know it's been kind of a tough season for Matt Grimm here. Looks like Lockie Phillips is also on the track as well, so I guess we are seeing him out two at a time. But Matt Grimm, I think he's just, you've heard him in the post-race interviews, you know he's got the speed, you see it every week, and just kind of the cards that haven't been falling his way is he's going to go 3rd overall right now after his hot lap. But hopefully tonight for Matt Grimm, turn that around.
Lockie Phillips and the number 17 ABR setup, Graham Electrical and Data Catechismal Computers, Evolution Sim Sport car out of Murray Bridge, South Australia. Just completed his time. He went to 2nd behind Henry Fenton. So he is Henry Fenton is probably feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, I think so. And here we got the 38 of Vince Gieri, Dirt Track King of GFR Motorsports out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He's also really favoring the bottom here so far in qualifying, Davis. It's kind of like we saw with Vincent. So maybe, that's another thing of the single car qualifying. You're able to see what the guys in front of you are doing. And, I mean, the 2 championship leaders being in the first 4, I mean, you're able to see it quick and really start to think about what line you're going to take. As it's like Gieri's going to go to provisional P3 after his lap. Not sure. I guess maybe there are 2 laps available. A lot of these guys might just
going to be 2 laps here.
Lap. Yeah, the first lap is the hot lap. Vince Gieri, showing that's true with not able to improve on that 2nd lap.
On the racetrack now is, I'm not sure it's anybody. We should be getting Kyle Smith.
Yeah, like
he might have
took an exit there. I don't know if not sure if he's just aborting his qualifying run.
Kyle Smith and the number 55 Red Bull Turn 3 eSports car out of Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Getting the scales real quick.
He's going to make sure he passes tech. I like it.
Hey, we like it. We like it. Next will be 93, his teammate, Kyle Dersham. He is on the racetrack, it's now Matt Vitafer on the racetrack, so a little bit of confusion here.
Yeah, not sure if Dersham was able to go out or not, but we do have the 81 of Matt Vitafer for the Chili's Ride the Dante car for Trent Curtis Racing out of Tonawanda, New York. He's going to come around to finish his first lap.
He's still the nutbuster to me.
The nutbuster. He's going to go with
I don't care what's on the car.
So
great run so far. He's still got one more lap here.
Yeah, one more lap. He's currently sitting fourth. See if he can improve. Currently, Heimball and Matt Grimm dropping to 5th and 6th. So a rough run for them in comparison to the rest of the field. But like you said, that's kind of the downside of going out first.
Next on the racetrack will be the 151 Midas of Geneva Lanes Yamaha machine for Trent Curtis Racing. It is the league owner, Trent Curtis.
And Trent's had some really good runs so far this season. He's found himself, fighting at the end for, wins for podiums. Able to lock some of those in. Some of them didn't go his way. So looking for a strong start tonight for the season finale.
And I don't know that anybody's gone this high in qualifying yet. So take a look at this guy ripping the boards, seeing what he can do, trying something different. Again, it's been very bottom dominant here tonight, as he's going to get that big run coming to his final lap. Now he's on the bottom of the racetrack. Let us see what he can do.
Yeah, we'll have to see what that 151 car's got in it. Celsius machine coming around 3 and 4. And it looks like it's going to be good enough for, I'm not seeing the timing, good enough for P7 right now.
Yep, a 15.043.
Yeah.
For Trent Curtis. And next is supposed to be Gavin Chatham. Excuse me. I am not sure that he is here. I believe there's another car on the racetrack. It looks like it is the number 42 of Kenan Ludenberger for GFR Motorsports out of Fort Atkinson, Iowa.
Cannon with another driver that I feel like I've talked about a lot this season. I think his strong suit so far this season has been working his way through the field, so hopefully he can put a good qualifying run in tonight to not have to do that, even though he has been pretty good at it. He shoots up to P2 after lap number 1. What an absolute heater from Cannon.
We'll see what he does on his second lap here. Will it be any quicker? Don't think so. So a 14.935 for Kenan Ludenberger. Next on the speedway, he is here. I'll have to find out if he's here or not.
Let's see, I think we might be skipping all the way down to Brady. No, it's not Brady.
I think it's going to be. Are we that far down? I believe so, yeah.
I think we are.
It'll be
it should
Brady
actually
King.
be Sean, I believe, but looks like Brady. I've got him keyed in here. He's sitting at the end of the pit road. But
Yeah.
I believe Sean Stevens should.
So many guys that we are skipping here. Some are not in the session, so understandable on some fronts. But still to go is Sean Stevens, then Brady King and Zachary Good. So I think we were waiting on Sean Stevens to get to the end of pit road. That might be the hold up here. Brady King just trying to wait in the wings, and it looks like he's going to go on the racetrack now.
Let's see. Yep, looks like Brady King is on track. So Brady King for Raise the Bar Sim Racing and Power Plant Sim Sports out of Farmington, Missouri? Is that it?
Missouri, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I've got my things right. Cool. Farmington,
Yeah.
Missouri, yeah. Brady King, I feel like I haven't seen much of Brady this season, Davis. Maybe you have had a chance to see him, but so far, on his first lap, running the middle there, he's currently sitting 10th, but excited to see what Brady's got tonight.
My recollection says that he is making his second start of the season tonight. He did run last week at Lernerville, so he just gets his laps in, and he will be pretty good. Where did he end up? He made his laps in. He's a 15.090.
Yeah, currently sitting P10. I mean, you got to think
P10.
for a guy like him, just kind of trying to, feel his way into the league at the end of the season. Never easy. He's also going to make sure he's going to pass Tech here going across the scales. I love it.
Hey, that's sometimes the best way to make passes is through the tech shed. You never know.
That's right.
So we've got 2 cars to go that I know are here. Those being
See Zachary Good on track right now.
Zachary Good. The final. Oh, sorry. There's 1 car to go. Unless we maybe give Kyle Smith a run. Not sure that we will.
Yeah, see Zachary Good here for Power Plant Sim Sports out of Fremont, Ohio. Gonna put in his first lap, his warm-up lap. on to the first lap we go.
He,
Currently
I
sitting
believe
P8.
he just got his
Oh,
checkers.
he did get his checkers. Okay.
Yeah, it's all
So
right. Yeah, I was a little confused there too.
yeah,
Yeah. So P8
P8. Yeah.
for the 118. He is also very new. It seems like a lot of these race the bar sim racing guys are pretty new tonight. So, gonna take a quick check in on first of all Sean Stevens, who is loaded up.
Yeah, he's sitting at the end of the pits here. I'm not sure if he's checking something on his wheel or
Might be arguing with the
what.
officials to let him go out.
It's true. I think I saw a certain finger out the window. I don't know.
Ooh,
But
that is tough.
I don't know.
Kyle Smith Cal Smith did get his laps in, by the way. He ran a 15.111, so we apologize for missing that. When it comes to these sessions, it looks like Sean Stevens rolling out on the racetrack now. When you're in these sessions like this, sometimes you'll get split and you might not see half of the field. So again, we apologize for any cars that we did miss tonight. But it is Sean Stevens out right now.
Yeah, Sean Stevens. I know he's good buddies with Lockie Phillips and Henry Fenson, who's another Aussie, but Speed Factory, Cataclysm Computers, Stingray Rock Tools, Stevens Racing, running his own team out of Burnie, Tasmania, Australia. So Sean Stevens, I know he's also fairly new to this series, but man, has he got speed up to P2 for Sean Stevens, and I mean on his debut he podiumed. So I mean, lot of speed in that 26 machine.
Let's see what he's got here. Can't knock him off. So Henry Fenson. Now remember, there is a 3 bonus points to the pole sitter, and Henry Fenson is going to get those. So his deficit on Lockie Phillips was 8 points. It's now 5. The championship just got even tighter.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I didn't realize there was the bonus points along with it. I mean, that's big for Fenson to lock those in. I mean, before the race even starts, he's putting himself in a better spot. So a great job out of Fenson to secure the pole.
This is going to be quite an interesting night. So now, if I can recall the bonus point situation correctly, it's 3 points for the pole sitter. It's 5 points to lead a lap, and it's 5 more bonus points to lead the most laps. And I believe those are in the feature. There is a 3-point bonus for most positions gained, and then there is a 1-point bonus for having no incident points at the end of your feature run. So. There's a lot of points to go around here.
This is gonna get tight.
Yeah.
We'll definitely have to do some calculations here for sure. We'll try to sync up with Trent Curtis as well, so we can get you guys a winner by the end of this thing. But yeah, that's a lot of points to go around.
There is indeed. Now there will be at least 3 heats tonight. I'm gonna wait and see what the final rundown looks like here, and we're on just waiting to see what happens. As far as I know, going to try to tune in with the officials, see what is happening. But again, big swing for Henry Fenson there. Came out there super early. Didn't really, if you watch the Ram race for the seed, I kind of look back at all the Ram drivers, being in the sim at Colleague Racing, and it was Ryan Gamble who went out the very first among the 15 drivers. And put down the fastest lap, but nobody knew it at the time until the very end. Everybody was like, "Oh man, we should have paid attention to this lap," and I feel like that's how we should have been with Henry Fenson tonight, going out second.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about the nerves, qualifying early like that, but Fenson said what nerves and just went out and put an absolute heater down on his first lap. I mean, he's 400's clear of the field after, when running second, like, the second guy out, and I mean that's just impressive. It shows the speed, and I mean I don't know. We keep talking about, so is the bottom gonna be faster? Is the top gonna be faster? I mean, I think a lot of these guys were running those hot laps on the bottom, which makes sense. Shortest way around. But if Fenson can find a way to keep up this speed on the bottom, throughout the race, as the track wears, as the car wears, everything, right? It's definitely put a lot of pressure on Lockie Phillips, who's going to be starting fourth. as they
Well, it's
battle for
something
the
we got to
championship.
Yeah, something we got to remember for this qualifying session tonight. We're usually, the norm here in the TCR Sprint Car Series is that everyone just goes out at the same time. We just kind of knock out those laps, everyone in their own lone session. Tonight we were all in one session, and the track did wear as the more cars we sent out onto the racetrack. So I think the earlier you went, the more advantage you might have had on the bottom of the racetrack, being able to utilize the shorter way around because it wasn't worn out yet. So that could have been a part of it. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see what the admins are saying. Maybe a quick drivers meeting for these guys just to talk through the season and whatnot.
Oh, sorry.
You okay, Davis?
Let's talk to our pole sitter real quick. Why don't we?
Sure. Why not?
Henry, hey again.
Hey,
Sorry about that. We're a little bit of a communication issue on my end. That's on me. Hey, clutch pole run there that's just put down. How did what went into going to taking the bottom there and having to go out so early?
yeah, well, actually, I was still doing the update, so I didn't get on the track in practice when everyone else was driving the track nice and fresh. So I had to lean on Lockie a bit to tell me where they were running, and yeah, just had to send it. Got the big run off before, try to really use the first lap to get the most out of it. And I just lucky after that, I just had to sit and wait, and luckily no one toppled it. So yeah, absolutely stoked. Didn't see that
Yeah.
coming.
Talk me through like that, because that's what we were talking about here. Is like, I think it was when either you or Mason went out, at the beginning of the qualifying session. Talk to me about how kind of nerve-wracking that is in a way. You put down your lap and you're just like, okay, I hope this is good enough to stick, right? I hope this is fast enough, and you just hope that you don't see your name drop down the list, especially when you're in first and there's bonus points on the line and you're in a championship battle. You definitely don't want to see it drop one, because that's, you've lost the points that or you could have lost the points. So talk me through what that's like, that waiting game.
Yeah, it's torture. It's it's hard to yeah, just sit there and watch, watching cars go out one or two at a time, and just seeing the first lap come in, the second lap come in, third lap coming in. You just every lap you're just panicking. You're like, oh, don't be this lap. And yeah, I think I tried to put in a clean lap, and I was like, if I can get a lap in without dropping it out two sideways and just keeping the car nice and straight, then hopefully that'll be something good enough to hold on. And luckily, I think Lockie had a bobble in his and was a tenth slower, and I was like, okay, if no one else gets a clean lap in, I might be okay.
So you just got 3 points on the championship. So how does that change things going into tonight? You're gonna get a 15-point gap if you win the race. So this how does that change things if anything?
Um, I don't know. I guess if we're not racing for the lead, it makes it a bit tighter. But I think if we're 1-2 and he's got the lead on me, um, yeah, I think it's hard at that point. I've got to try and lead more laps than him. Um, I think if I can win the heat and get pole for the feature, I think there's bonus points in that. I may be wrong. Trying to remember what the bonus points are for. But yeah, I'll just have to play it as it goes and see how we end up at the end of the night.
I'll be the one to tell you. I don't believe there's any points in the heats at all. I don't think. But again, it's all about that starting position in the feature. So just hate to be the bearer of bad news to you. But yeah, that's just want to let you know.
That's right. Lockie's in my heat, so I'd rather not give him a chance to gain points on me there if he beats me. But hopefully, the fast heat one, I can just hold the track in front of him and not let him through.
Seems like you guys are going to be around each other quite a bit tonight. So thanks for your time. Good luck tonight, and let's make sure to talk to you no matter what happens tonight after the race. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, Henry Finson, as your pole sitter. Man, still
Man,
sounds cool as a cucumber.
I know. I was gonna say that, but also all I can think about now, because we've said it a million times, we'll continue to say it a million more. These guys are teammates. They're sitting there in the same call as they're both trying to win this thing, right? Like I mean, we're not even talking about just winning the race. We're talking about the whole season. So I think that's there's got to be some nerves there. I'd be interested to see what it'd be like to be a fly on the wall in that in that call. Good luck for Fenson here, or the good news for Fenson here is he was actually wrong. He's not, Lockie Phillips is not in his heat. Lockie Phillips will be in the second heat here, so that's he doesn't have to worry about Lockie jumping him the heat, but he does, of course, want to keep that track position in the lead.
Yeah, I guess it is going to be just 2 heat races tonight. My mistake. I thought we were going to have 3. But very interesting. Well, let's run through the lineup for heat race number 1. Starting on pole, we just spoke with them in the number 10 machine. It is Henry Fenson. Starting second in the number 42, it's Kenan Lunenberger. Starting third in the number 38, it is Vince Gieri. Starting fourth in the number 04 machine is Mason Heimbaum. Starting fifth in the 118 machine, it's Zachary Good. Starting sixth in the number 93, it is Kyle Dersham. And rounding out the field in the number 55, it is Kyle Smith. Well,
have a good run for this first heat race, Davis. It's got some quick guys in here.
So again, we just spoke with Henry Fenson. He thought Lockie was going to be in his heat. Now he's not. How much pressure do you think is taken off of him?
I think even though he sounded really cool every time we talked to him tonight, you got to think that there's a little bit of relief that just fell off of Henry Fenson, thinking that his teammate and championship competitor was in his heat, and now he realized, oh wait, it's just me out there. I think this is a great chance for Fenson to just make it about, get out, get a good jump on the start here, get out in front, and drive away.
Relief that Lockie's not in the heat. Relief that he's now got 3 more points on him for the championship. I got to think Henry Fenson is riding a high right now, but he's locked in, but you also know he's confident.
Absolutely. Looks like the pace car lights are off. It's going to pull off on the backstretch. We should be going green to start heat number 1 this time by.
8 laps here at the Port Royal Speedway. Creeping down through turns 3 and 4. As the green flag is in the air, we're racing in heat race number 1.
Green, green, green.
Vincent doing exactly what we just talked about, jumping out to a comfortable lead coming out of turn 2.
Big contact by a couple guys in the back. Looks like it was the 118 of Zachary Good. Kyle Smith might have gotten into him, not really sure. Henry Fenson still riding a little bit of the middle of the racetrack, right in the cushion. Not getting too high, not getting too low, just right where the line is at, as he is going to lead lap number 2.
Yeah, Fenson seems like he's kind of feeling things out. Saw him and a bunch of other guys use that bottom, but Fenson showing he can run the top 2. I know it's not the preferred line for him at least, but doing a great job to pull away from these guys. Looks like the gap's about at 4/10 to P2 of Kenan Lunenberger.
But can't pay attention to Kenan Lunenberger. He looks like he is closing in on Henry Fenson. Let's see what he can do here as we are halfway. And my apologies, it is a 10-lap heats here tonight, so a little bit longer with this special event in the Nittany Nationals. It is the 4th running of this event, so a lot more time for Kenan Lunenberger to potentially get this heat win.
Yeah, Kenan is trying out a couple different lines, going about a half lane lower than Fenson. We see Fenson have a massive moment on the XO4, but so far just not quite working out for him. It's down to about 6/10 now is the gap between him and Fenson, but still got a solid 4/10 gap behind him. So Kenan putting himself in a good spot so far in this heat race to starting spot for the future.
Oh, Henry Fenson gets into the fence just a little bit. He's going to be okay. Living up to his last name a little bit. He's going to move back to the bottom of the racetrack where he's probably most comfortable just to get to the end of this heat.
Yeah, I think at this point for him, he's got almost a second lead now. I always say that he goes back to the top, but I would think maybe you want to take it a little easy, but maybe he feels like the gap is enough here with only a couple laps to go. He can try out a couple of things without wrecking the car. I think we saw some
2 laps to go. Yeah, 2 to go. He's definitely at the top of the racetrack. Maybe he's trying some stuff out for the upcoming feature. Maybe trying some lines, seeing what the track is going to do as it develops. So white flag in the air, 1 to go for Henry Fenson, ripping the fence of the speedway, ripping the boards. Big gap on Kenan Ludenberger, goes to the bottom of the racetrack, and through turns 3 and 4, it's going to be Henry Finson leading and winning heat race number 1.
So far tonight, everything coming up Finson's way. Did see a good battle there with a couple to go between Mason Heimbaugh and Kyle Dersham for 4th. Looks like some post-race contact there. Not sure if that was payback for something or if it was just some frustrations. But yeah, good battle for 4th there. Mason Heimbaugh able to grab 4th away from Dersham.
Let's go to heat race number 2. Big development here. So it looks like Sean Stevens, your pole sitter for heat race number 2, is getting an EOL. So this is going to be interesting. Now Lockie Phillips qualified 4th overall, so which means he's 2nd in the heat. So he's not going to move up to the pole position. Matt Wiedefer, the Nutbuster, is going to move up to the pole position for heat race number 2. So big development here.
It is a big development. For whatever reason this season, the ticker is not liked. It's not been a big fan of the heat races, but so it looks like it's working now. So I'll try to keep it rolling as best I can. But yeah, so Sean Stevens going to take that EOL. So Davis, you want to go a quick run through of the lineup?
Yep, going to the back, still the pole sitter on heat race number 2. It is Sean Stevens starting 2nd. Championship leader, Lockie Phillips, starting 3rd in the number 81. It is Matt Wiedefer. Starting 4th in the 91, it's Matt Grimm. Starting 5th in the 151, it is Trent Curtis. And rounding out the field in the 6th position is the number 47 of Brady King.
This is unfortunate news for Finson in a way. I mean, Lockie gets... he's already on the front row, but gets the preferred lane choice as well. So you gotta think that a driver with the pace that Lockie Phillips has will be able to, do exactly what we saw his teammate do in the first heat. But that's why we race, Davis. You never know what can happen here.
And that's why we race, and there is an update on this. So TCR Sprint Car Series rules and Nittany Nationals rules does actually move the entire lineup up a little bit, meaning Lockie Phillips is your pole sitter going into this heat race. So he is on the bottom of the speedway, getting ready to take the green flag.
Yeah, pace car is off. Heat number 2 about to kick off. Lockie Phillips going to lead him to the green.
Green flag in the air. Heat race number 2 underway.
Green flag, green flag.
Another textbook big jump by the pole sitter, Lockie Phillips. Challenge on the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like it is Matt Grimm, but Lockie Phillips is going to hang on.
Yeah, we know Grimm's going to have speed tonight. He's got speed every week we covered the series. It's just going to be, can he beat the Aussies tonight, really? Out of the fight for the championship, but still wants to have a strong showing here for the Grim Reaper.
Grim Reaper is trying to upset the Aussies quite a bit. I know there's been a little bit of a tension with these guys this season between Matt Grimm Racing and Evolution Sim Sport. Matt Grimm trying to get the lead away from Lockie Phillips, trying to show who's all still got some speed in that 91. Coming to lap number 4, it is still Lockie Phillips with the lead.
Yeah, Matt Grimm going to look to the inside. Lockie Phillips way up the track. Matt Grimm not going to be able to pull off the move coming out of 2, but definitely putting the pressure on one of the championship contenders here.
Big time battle for the 3rd position back there. Looks like Trent Curtis losing a little bit. Battles everywhere as it is Sean Stevens trying to get the 3rd position away from the pair of TCR cars.
Yeah, Sean Stevens going to use the bottom lane, carry the speed off. I think he might have it. Not quite. V-Diver says not enough. But it looks like in the 1 and 2, Sean Stevens able to dive it just a little bit deeper in and get the move done on both Trent Curtis and Matt V-Diver.
Sean Stevens was not happy about having to go to the back of the pack for this. He was very frustrated with the officials, but it was very sternly explained to him why Trent prefers it to be this way. And there's now a battle for the race lead once again. Matt Grimm really trying to work the bottom of the racetrack, take just whatever run that he possibly can with 2.5 laps to go, but it's still Lockie Phillips dominating on the top.
Yeah, I mean, only 3/10 between these front runners here. So Matt Grimm not letting him get away. Got a boost there coming out of 4, 2 to go for Lockie Phillips. If he can close this one out, that'll put him alongside his teammate for the feature race in the championship battle.
White flag for Lockie Phillips here, and I'm not sure if you saw what happened to Matt Grimm there, but the wing just fell off, and iRacing regenerated him a top wing. That was very interesting. He's now into the wall. Here comes Sean Stevens to the bottom for the second spot, and it's going to be Sean Stevens for second. Lockie Phillips wins the race for second. It is going to be Sean Stevens.
Wow, what a drive there through 3 and 4 from Sean Stevens and Matt Grimm. I think Matt, even though it does show the wing on my end, I didn't see it quite disappear for me, but definitely was fighting some damage for the last couple laps of that, as you can see him drop back into the clutches of Sean Stevens.
Sean Stevens had a whale of a run to get back to the second position. I know he wanted to get back to we wanted to win that race to get his starting spot back for the feature, but you got to feel at least a little bit better if you're Sean Stevens.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a couple people in the chat cheering on Cannon and Vince. We've also got Vince, the man Vince himself, in the chat with a rocket ship, so he's feeling like he's got the speed tonight. I like the confidence. And we got Parsons as well shouting out Evolution Sim Sports. I think they've done about as good as they could do so far. I think really the only knock being so far to Lockie Phillips not qualifying second, but he was able to still get the pole for heat number 2 with the penalty from Sean Stevens.
He definitely made it back up. I'm gonna tell you, everybody that's in the chat, all your guys that you're rooting for, I like them. I think they're going to be pretty solid here. They've been solid all season. Obviously, the Evolution Sim Sport guys have been very good all year. The two running for the championship, as well as the teammates that have came in with Greg Chandler, as well as I'm not sure if Sean Stevens really is a teammate or not. We might be generalizing with him being from Australia.
I know he said he's run with them a lot, so he has told me that.
Well, those guys are very good. Vince Geary, obviously your winner back at the Lima Land Speedway earlier this year in that very dramatic, I might say, finish of the year so far. He's been very solid all year. Kenan Lindenberger as well has been very solid recently. You saw that he had a good shot at winning heat race number 1. So he's been again, like you mentioned earlier in the show, he has been very good at having to claw his way through the field and recover some good finishes. So good run to all those guys for sure. We'll see what they can do.
And you got to think some of these guys that have kind of been on the bubble, maybe they've secured a win off of some kind of chaos like we saw with Vince Gieri. You got to be thinking they're probably thinking the same thing might happen tonight, right? I mean, you've got the two championship guys going side by side into one for the first time, and anything can happen, right? You know, they're both going to be quick. They're going to try to run each other clean, sure, but sometimes with team orders, things happen, and it comes out chaotic from both sides. So, just if they end up not on the same page at some point tonight, we might see another chaotic finish.
Yeah, and I don't think the team orders are going to be in play tonight. I don't think. These two, I think, are going to be running up front, battling for the win, and fighting for something we haven't really spoke a lot about tonight. As that is some cash. The TCR Sprint Car Series is giving away some cash for tonight's Nittany Nationals, as is the case every year. I'm going to try to get those exact numbers pulled up here. Just one moment. Should have had that pulled up beforehand. But yeah, so $75 is going to tonight's Nittany Nationals champion, as well as a trophy. Trent's going to have a trophy made. You ever got a trophy for a sim race?
I would love to. I think that'd be awesome. I would definitely make sure it had its own shelf on the wall. It would be standalone. That is awesome that these guys get a chance to battle for that tonight.
It'd be right next to the wedding pictures.
That's right. That's right.
Just kidding, Julie. Sorry. But that's not the only spot that is going to be earning positions. It is going to be, I believe, $50 going to the second spot. So still a lot to be racing for. Yeah, $50 to second, $25 to third, then $15 to fourth, $10 to fifth, and then 6th through 10th all get $5 as well. And I believe the entry fee was $5. So if you're in the top 10, it's a wash on tonight. So there's a lot to be racing for.
Absolutely. See the last minute of these guys warming up one last time this season. It's been a hell of a season so far to commentate and to watch, and we're hoping that tonight's races just as good as the past weeks. Go out with a bang here.
I think we will. I think we will. And before we, we'll say our goodbyes after the race tonight. I know Trent's going to want to come talk to us, but definitely appreciate first of all everyone for tuning in to Grease Vision all season long. I know we're not the most professional broadcasting crew around, but we appreciate all the support. And anytime that someone says we appreciate the broadcast, I like it when you say that. It's a it means a lot. That's what I'm trying to say. So we have a good time doing it for sure. And thank you to you, Nathan, again for coming in and doing this. I know I kind of got you midway through the season this year to fill in while I was up at the Dirt Vision studio, but I appreciate to you and Logan and everybody for helping out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like you said, it's been a blast so far. We get to do one more ride tonight for this season. Could be more excited, Davis.
Well, let's run through the lineup one more time. And we'll start from the tail end of the field. So, starting in 13th in the number 55 car, it is going to be Kyle Smith. Starting 12th in the number 47 machine, it's going to be Brady King. Starting 11th in the number 118 machine, it's going to be Zachary Good. Starting 10th in the number 151 machine will be Trent Curtis. Starting 9th in the number 93 machine will be Kyle Dersham. Starting 8th in the number 81, the Nutbuster, it's Matt Wiedefer. Starting 7th in the number 04 machine is going to be Mason Heimbaum. Starting 6th, the Grim Reaper himself. In the number 91, it's Matt Grimm. Starting 5th in the number 38, it's Vince Gary. Starting 4th in the number 26 machine will be Sean Stevens. Starting 3rd in the number 42 car is going to be Cannon Lunenberger. Starting 2nd, your points leader going into tonight's race, the number 17 of Lockie Phillips. And your pole sitter and second in the points is going to be Henry Finson as we go 4 wide. You wanted the best, and you got some of the best going 4 abreast. Thank you all for watching this season on Grease Vision, and let's get ready to go racing.
Yeah, super cool as always to see the 4 wide salute to the fans.
Not going green.
As the marshals will throw the caution just for now, just get one good look at these guys going 4 wide as an appreciation of everyone watching, whether they're virtually in the stands in iRacing or as we see Finson and Lockie Phillips give it a little extra there. Love to see it.
Man, those are some photo ops right there. I love it. I believe we're going to get the one to go this time by as we get doubled back up. And man, I'm excited here. I'm excited.
I feel like I'm at a real life dirt race here. This is sweet.
Coming to the green this time by 35 laps here around the Port Royal Speedway. This is going to be quite a show. Full half mile here. A lot of space, a lot of racetrack to race. Going to be big time. Pace car is off as we roll down the backstretch heading into turns number 3 and 4. Henry Finson on the bottom of the racetrack trying to take the championship away from the guy on the outside, Lockie Phillips, his teammate, Evolution Simsport front row. Green flag in the air. We're feature racing one final time.
35 laps here at the Royal. Henry Finson doing exactly, picking up right where he left off in the heat race number 1. Huge jump out in front of his teammate Lockie Phillips as they have the first time.
Lap number 1 is going to go to Lockie Phillips. That is 5 bonus points for Lockie. So that's going to put almost, I think, give him the points lead. Not considering the drops, as we've got some little bit of trouble in the back. Looks like they keep it straight. Another caution is out.
Yeah, caution's out. Let's take a look at what happened here. As we rewind, see, it looks like Kyle Dersham and Zachary Good had quite a ride through 1 and 2. Let's take a look here.
Oh, goodness.
All right, so here on the replay, we've got...
This starts kind of early.
Dersham and Good going to get into each other going to 1. contact just continues on through 1 and 2. Matt Wiedeifer also involved in that, so he's going to see, I see that left front a little loose. He's going to have a good amount of damage. Looks like he kind of went through those cars.
Zachary Good as well got in that. Oh my goodness, what a massive wreck. Oh my gosh.
Looks like all 3 of those cars going to go to the pits, get some repairs, but like we've said all season, the good thing about dirt racing is that they won't lose a lap. They will be able to, if they do, technically, they will be able to get their laps back. And these caution laps technically do not count, so their spot in the field is essentially frozen from where they're at now. But yeah, that's
Milwaukee Phillips.
Yeah, I was about to say though. I was about to go back to what you were talking about right before the caution came out. Lockie Phillips, if he was able to lead that lap, even though Finson technically is the leader, that's a big deal.
Finson did lead the lap. We did get past lap number 1, so that's 5 bonus points going him, and that means that means they're technically tied right now. Now this is before drop weeks, but I'm going to assume that if these guys finish 1-2, they're not going to be dropping tonight. So this could be interesting. Now I don't think we're going to be able to call anybody to the championship as they come to the checkers, but it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think you may have accidentally said Phillips got the 5 points, but I
meant Henry Finson. Yeah.
Finson got
I meant Henry Finson.
So like you said, now they're equal here. It really, without the drop weeks and all of that in play, I mean, they're neck and neck here, and as they sit 1-2, I mean, if Finson continues to lead the most here, like you said, that's even more points, correct?
That's correct. That's another 5 bonus points that would definitely give him the points lead before even we get to the finish of the race. So this is big time. This is going to be a big battle for Henry Finson. If he can somehow not let Lockie Phillips lead a lap, that's going to be huge. And you know what he's going to have to do that? I think he's going to have to be on the top of the racetrack, and that is not Henry Finson's strong suit at all.
No, I think this is a good showcase for Finson to see how good, a good test to see how good is he really on the top. I know he prefers the bottom, but it's just not quite the faster way around here. But it's going to be close because, I mean, yeah, if Lockie Phillips can't lead a lap tonight, that's a 10-point swing. I mean, already 5 of it gone. Another 5 possibly on the way as they go back green. Finson going to get a good jump out of 3-4.
Big jump as he needs. He's on the top of the racetrack, going through turns 1 and 2, ripping the boards, ripping the fence, as is Henry Finson. Everyone on the top of the racetrack. It looks like Ken and Ludenberger trying to challenge for the second spot.
Yeah, I did see Finson's wing pop up when he won the first time. Oh, Finson big crash in one.
Oh my goodness, Henry Finson is big time in the air.
No.
That is trouble.
That's exactly what you didn't want to happen. I know. I've been in that situation. I know those few seconds he spent resetting his car. It was an extra couple seconds just to be like, what just happened? Holy cow! Let's get a look at that real quick.
Let's take a look, because my goodness, this is going to shake things up. And it was all by himself. I know that.
It was all by himself. I mean, on the restart, it looked like he did clip the wall going into 1. And like I said, I visually, I saw his wing pop off, but it did bounce back. Let's take a look here.
So he just has a very high entry into the corner, and I think he just kind of, I'm guessing he doesn't know where the difference between the cushion and the wall is. I don't know if you've ever seen at the races at places like Eldora or a lot of dirt tracks where after the first heat or so, the track crew will go through and scrape some stripes of dirt off of the wall. That's just to show where the wall is actually at, 'cause it's hard to see. But in iRacing, we don't have that. So that's just my guess as to what might have happened there, but that is an absolutely devastating break for Henry Finson.
Yeah, just a millisecond out of focus there, and you can see what happens as now, Finson gonna have to do a really he's put himself against the wall now. He's got a challenge ahead of him. So now that now that's happened though, that's really opened the door for Lockie Phillips. He's gonna get that 5 points back for leading a lap. And that also opens up the possibility of him being able to lead the most laps now.
Hang on, we're not going
yeah.
green. Not
So,
going green.
as opposed to Fenson being that guy. So if you're Lockie Phillips, you're just gonna try to do the opposite of that, of what we just saw Fenson do, and just try to keep it clean.
Now, assuming that Ken Ludenberger or someone else doesn't get by Henry or Lockie Phillips on this first lap, Lockie Phillips will get a lap lead and just equal out what Henry Fenson was able to get with those laps led. So, and again, like you mentioned, he might lead the most laps here. I would imagine he might. You never know what's going to happen here in the TCR Sprint Car Series, but that's just my prediction.
Yeah, definitely a big shakeup. I mean, I hope it wasn't the broadcaster's curse, but I mean, things before then were looking all Fenson's way. I mean, gets the pole, wins the heat, gets out to a great jump on the initial start as well as the restart. But man, you hate to see that happen. I mean, I guess if it's going to happen, you'd rather it happen early, but you just hate to see it happen in general, especially to one of our championship leaders here.
Well, plenty of time here. Pace car is off. Only about 13 cars in this field, and we all know Henry Fenson is one of the best. I believe he's back onto the racetrack, so
yes,
let's see what he can do here. It's not over yet. As the green flag is back in the air, and we're racing.
Green, green, green.
Lockie Phillips secure those 5 points for sure for leading that lap. So he's having some more problems on the top, so that's going to open the door for Cannon Leuenberger. Got a really good run through 1 and 2 there on the bottom.
Cannon Ludenberger trying to get his first lead of the season. Can't get it quite yet. It will be Lockie Phillips leading that lap. But Cannon Ludenberger is going to see what he can do to upset this championship guy. Cannon Ludenberger, how about that?
Yeah, he's definitely putting the pressure on him. I think the high side is strong here, but it doesn't quite look as strong. You can't move the wall pretty hard there, but it's like immediately under pressure from first year. He needs to be able to get back in the second. Yeah, I don't know. I've seen a lot of different lines here throughout the field. I mean, Lockie Phillips loving the fighting and, wall taps behind him. But I don't think there's a lot of racing still to go here for
Vince Chieri now back to the second position here. He doesn't look too bad, and he's definitely working the bottom of the racetrack on purpose. He is not just trying to dive to the bottom. That is his line. So maybe he's got something cooking here. As we got a battle for the third position, it's Mac Grim Reaper on the bottom back to the top. He's going to probably get the third spot. No, he's going to lose it to the 42 as the caution's out.
Yeah, yellow's back out. Did see a good move there from Matt Grimm. Looks like Matt Viedifer is the one involved in this one. Let's take a look.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Not as bad, but Henry Fenson is back in this one a little bit.
Oh, no. Yeah, let's take a look here from Viedifer's car. Let's see. So going into, I believe, 3.
Turns 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah, turns 1 and 2. It's Trent Curtis and Henry Fenson against each other, and it's actually going to be Viedifer that pays the biggest price for it, as he's going to go flipping through the air. But yeah, I mean, you got to imagine there's got to be some more contact there for Fenson, and I don't think he's pulled it into the pits yet to go for a stop. So
might not need it.
Might not need it. Might have just been a little netcode, or maybe just a blessing from the netcode gods. But he's able to make up. Let's see. He's up into 9th now. Restarted 12th on that last restart in front of Mason Heimbaugh. So both of them, Fenson and Heimbaugh, trying to move their way up through the field, as Kyle Smith and Viedifer are going to be in the pits for right now, waiting for those laps to come back.
Just gonna wait on the 81 car to get back onto the speedway, so we can restart. Your top 5 right now. The guys in the I say the paying positions. I guess the top 10 is paying, but the guys who are going to make some money tonight so far it's Lockie Phillips, Vince Chieri, Ken Ludenberger, Matt Grimm, and Sean Stevens in 5th. So interesting run by Sean Stevens. I'm not sure if he was sent to the back for the feature as well or not, but he's in 5th.
Yeah, it looks like he started 4th actually in this, which I think he would add up because he finished second in his heat race. So he has lost a position here, but got a lot of speed as Lockie Phillips going to lead the field back to green again.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag back in the air, and Vince Geary back on the bottom of the racetrack trying to make some quick moves on the restart. Can't quite get it done this time by, but Vince Geary working the bottom. Now they're side by side with Lockie Phillips. Can't quite get there. Oh, big trouble.
Big trouble, big trouble. That's the Grim Reaper 91 machine. Just going through the air there in 3 and 4. Let's have a look.
Oh my goodness. You are not going to believe where he landed. Oh my, holy cow. Are you seeing this?
I just saw where he was. Let me back it up so we can show the viewers here. That was a heck of a tumble there.
No. Oh my gosh.
So here we are on the back stretch, heading into 3 and 4. So Matt Grimm on the high side. Looks like he has a little bit of a wobble trying to go around the outside of Ken Leuenberger and just goes for an absolute tumble over the pit lane, through the pit lane, behind victory lane. Finally ends up in the infield. Hopefully nobody was hurt by that. That looked.
I think someone had to have. I hope everyone scrambled, but my goodness, that fence there protected those spectators there. That guy in the green tank top and the other guy right beside him. My goodness. Oh.
It kills me. They look unfazed. They look like nothing happened. It's like a I mean, essentially a bomb just went off next to them and they didn't even flinch. It's always surprising, but that's I mean, I guess to put things into perspective here, if you're Lockie Phillips, I mean, you have had really good pressure so far on that bottom side. I've seen a lot of guys switch to the bottom side, at least for the first couple laps, which is a little different than what we're seeing the leader doing. As Lockie's been rolling the top, but you got to be really thinking it's a lot of this has been really good for you. I mean, you got your teammate who you're fighting the championship with. I mean, you don't like to see your teammates fail, but you are fighting with a championship with you're fighting him for a championship tonight, and you see him go flipping. Another fast guy, Matt Grimm, you see him go flipping, and you got to just think, man, if I just do my thing and stay out front, these guys might go flipping just trying to get to me.
They might. It's very interesting to see what happens here. I'm going to be honest. My mind is still on Matt Grimm in that insane wreck.
Yeah, that was
wild
wreck.
But again, stuff like that can happen, and you never know how that's going to affect the championship. Because that was for the third position, like you said. So these guys can get wadded up. That could work well for Lockie Phelps. It could work well for Henry Fenson. You never know. As we're still waiting on Matt Grimm to get back out onto the speedway here. I'm not sure he could have even driven that thing back. I don't think there was a way for him to have even gotten back onto the racetrack.
I don't think so. I think he went over so many fences to get to the infield. I think he would have had to call the tow truck to pull him back to the pits. But another interesting storyline is that Fenson is in the pits as well, likely taking some damage repair. I don't think he got collected in that incident. No, I don't think he was in that incident with Matt Grimm, but we did see him in the one prior to that with Trent Curtis and Matt Wiedeifert. So could be still some damage on that 10 machine of Henry Fenson, as it looks like him and Grimm are back out on track now with Grimm ahead of Fenson. So
yeah,
giving up some
might have ran some green flag laps there and realized something wasn't right on that front wing. So came in and just got that fixed real quick. Again, these guys get fast repairs, so not too much to get things fixed up as the pace car is off.
The pace car off. A couple cars catching up to the tail end of the field. Hopefully they'll get ready to go. This time by. Lockie Phillips wasting a little time. Gonna launch off of turn 4.
Green flag.
25 to go here at Port Royal. A lot of time left. A lot of chaos can still happen.
Lockie Phelps with that lead, still getting a little bit of a challenge from Matt Geary on the bottom of the racetrack. Ken Leuenberger trying to get the second position back as well. Bobbles a little bit. Here comes, I believe, Sean Stevens for the third position. I believe that's him. Matt Grimm working his way through the field as well.
Yeah, we see Fenson getting more contact in the back.
Trouble for the championship contender Henry Fenson once again. this night is not going his way. This
Man.
is tough to watch.
Yeah, it is tough. A night that really started so well for Finson. You gotta wonder, is it him realizing it's slipping away, or is it things he can't really control? Let's take a look at what happened coming out of turn 2 there as
Might be a
we
mix of
transition
both, as
over.
he kind of comes up a little bit into the 118 of Zachary Good. It might have just kind of gotten together a little bit, not really sure, but just two guys coming together.
Yeah, that's what it looks to be. I don't know if Finson was aware that the 118 was running that low. Kind of not able to clear himself back up to the wall. But another tough break for Finson is you got to think he probably just took a fast repair in the pits that last time. I don't know how many of these guys have, but that's definitely going to be more damage to the 10 machine.
I believe these guys, they are limited. They are limited on these, and so yeah, I'd imagine that maybe Henry Finson has got to have used up his fast repairs. So it is just looking tough for him.
Yeah, it looks like in the back of the field there, it looks like the wheels were looking straight, so had to have done something when we were taking a look at the wreck. But yeah, tough break because he can sense the urgency. He's a fast driver, so he knows he can get around them. But getting to these guys, even if you are outpacing them and getting around them, those are two completely different things in racing. So you gotta. I think the pressure might be starting to get to him, but again, still 20 plus laps to go. A lot of time for things to happen. Seemed to be a cool headspace for Lockie Phillips so far, but like we saw with Fenton, anything can happen. Pace car is in off the backstretch.
Pace car's off, and Henry he seemed pretty calm after the wreck happened. So his head's still in this thing for sure as we're rolling through 3 and 4. Hitting the gas is Lockie Phelps. Green flag back in the air.
Green, green, green.
Another great jump from Phillips. Just able to get around 1 and 2. So good on that high side.
Phillips, Gieri, and it is Sean Stevens making a big time slider on Cannon Lunenberger. Can't quite get it done. Lunenberger's going to hold on for the 3rd position, but Sean Stevens ripping the top of the racetrack. Holy cow, he rips that thing. He's going to get the 2nd position when they get together.
Man, I think he had the move complete, but just had that little wobble on the exit. Let's take a look at that.
That might have been a slider that I don't think the admins are a huge fan of. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't really much of a slider. It was earlier than that.
Yeah, I mean, you see here, let's take a look. This is Sean Stevens trying to go around the outside of Vince Gieri and it looks like as they come out of the corner, Sean I think there was a little bit of netco in the bump over the right, probably just trying to overcorrect it back to the left. Tires gripped up. He went flipping across Vince Gieri's nose, and he's gonna pull it in the pits.
A lot of times when we get those monster runs off the corner like he just did, you kind of have a lot of more speed than usual, and you don't really know how to handle that. A lot of times, and he just kind of bobbled down to the bottom of the racetrack, as you usually would. It usually is okay, but there just happened to be a 38 car right there, and those two just get collected into the bottom and come up and collect almost Kyle Smith, almost Henry Finson again. But just a wild one there.
Yeah, that's another couple of cars that are, taking themselves out, even though nobody involved there, I believe, was. I don't believe Finson was involved, but I think it was just the 2 cars we saw go down to the bottom of the track. But that's another couple spots for Finson. He's up to, I believe, 8th now.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
Might be 7th. I'm not sure if the leaderboard is, if they're kind of just slowing down to, get back in formation and he dropped back. But 7th or 8th is where Finson is. So gifted a couple spots there by the fighting for 3rd. And now we're going to see what Cannon Lewinberger has for Lockie Phillips. Cannon's got nothing to lose, right? He's been fast all season, looking for the first lead of the season for him. Definitely wants to go out and get it, just to say he did this season.
Absolutely. He's definitely been there all season long. Would love to, I think even just have a podium run. I can't recall if he's had one or not this year. It definitely hasn't been
Believe
as
he
many as some other
has.
guys.
Yeah, I believe he
Has
has
he?
gotten one. I believe.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, he's definitely looking for a good run. And take a look who's at third right now. Mason Heimbaum. He's been very solid all season long. He was in third last week at Lernerville. Had some podium runs this season as well. And look who's in the fourth position. Our buddy from the Infield Care Center, Matt Grimm, back from the dead. And
Yeah.
he is back competing.
He's truly the Grim Reaper right now, back from the dead. The infield care professionals have done a phenomenal job to get him back in the car and on track, on the lead lap. Whatever you want to say, he's in fourth right now. He's got a lot of speed, and he's, Heimball, Matt Grimm, Heimball, and Vincent have kind of been working together as we go back green.
Green, green, green.
Back to green, working lap number 15. It is Lockie Phillips on the top of the racetrack, Lunenberger on the bottom. Here comes Mason Heimbaum, going to work the top, going to get the second position away, going to rip the high side along with Lockie Phillips, going to try to run that fast line, as is everyone. Here comes Mason Heimbaum. Oh, and Kenny Lunenberger into the wall a little bit. Oh, big time into the wall. He's going to wreck.
Big
Oh,
slider
my
from
goodness.
Heimball. Oh,
And
just tough timing.
look at who almost was in that. Look who drove under Kenny Lunenberger. It was Henry Fenson.
Let's take a look at and see what happened with Cannon there.
My gosh.
Yeah, that is a tough timing situation for Mason Heimball as we find this wreck. Just as I was showing, he was making the move on Lockie Phillips for the lead. Let's take a look here at Leuenberger, though. So does get in the wall there. Back rim goes underneath him, and he's just going to continue on, never really able to get it off the wall. Oh, my gosh, Henry Fenson, you lucky man.
I'm telling you, I've got a screenshot on my screen right now that is, it is, I don't know how to explain this, but the 42 is literally above the 10. If Henry Fenson comes back and wins his championship, this is going to be the picture that explains the grit, the determination that he had to win it.
Let's see what.
Holy
cow.
Let's
go back a little bit and see what in slow mo here. This is Fenson's onboard. He's seeing this car in front of him, really nowhere to go. Goes, oh, that quick move to the right. I think able to save him and still keeps it off the wall. Wow, unbelievable work there from Fenson to miss that. And like you said, Davis, yeah, if he finds a way to come back through, now up to 7th, if he finds a way to come back through this field and steal the championship away from Lockie Phillips, it's going to be that move right there that causes it.
It is going to be something. Yeah, that was quite the move. I mean, you think about when Ricky Craven was, he flips at Talladega, and I forget who it was that drove under him, but there was a car that literally drove under him. That's literally what Henry Fenson just did to Ken Lunenberger.
And you got to think a scary feeling for both those guys, right? I mean, you've got one that's helplessly flipping through the air. This is not good, Ricky Bobby, and then you got the other side of it, right? A guy who's, in this case, been trying to make up for the mistake early on all night, and man, just a really split-second decision there to snap the wheel to the right, catch it quickly, and just go underneath Ken Lundberg.
Lockie Phillips, your leader. Green flag back in the air. Gets a big jump. Mason Heimbaum going to try to challenge for this lead as we go into turn number 1.
And Heimball, like I said, you saw him right before the caution came out. It does use the last lap leader. Was able to make the move on Phillips into 1, and that's what's so unfortunate about that caution for Heimball is he would have had the lead had they made it back before the caution came out.
Absolutely. Well, here comes Mason Heimbaum right behind the 17 of Lockie Phillips. Going to try to maybe take the outside away from him. He goes to the bottom of the racetrack, going to pull a big slider on Lockie Phillips. Can he make it stick? He's still on the top, but he's not going to make it stick. Lockie Phillips still the leader, but look at the run that Mason Heimbaum is putting on the 17 car.
Yeah, putting all sorts of pressure. I think this is the most pressure we've seen somebody put on Lockie Phillips tonight for sure. As the yellow's back out. Let's take a look at what happened here.
Might have been Brady King. And maybe Kyle Smith.
Let's take a look. It doesn't look like anything crazy happened.
Oh, might be a little crazy.
Is it
Not
between
too crazy.
Kyle?
Kyle Smith and Kyle Dersham. Yep, they just get together going into turn number 3.
Yeah, so down the
Oh,
backstretch, here's Kyle Smith. Kyle Dersham there, right is outside, and yeah, just I don't think Dersham really knew that Kyle Smith was there, and I mean, I think it's tough. It looked like Dersham was a little bit boxed in, hard to see as it is in these cars, and yeah, it just came across his nose, but I don't think really either one of them ended up with too much
don't think
damage at
so.
least.
Yeah, I think they should be fine. And it looks like Lucky Phillips still your race leader. Yeah, Mason Heimbaum in second. So, yeah, that was just behind Henry Fenson as well. So Henry might be counting his lucky stars on that one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's up. Fenson now up to 4th. You've got Lucky Phillips in the lead. Heimbaum second. Matt Grimm and Henry Fenson, probably the 4 fastest guys I've seen tonight. I know Leuenberger and Vince Gieri have both been really quick in the front until they got collected in their own wrecks. But man, this is really tough here. You gotta be thinking, if you're Heimbaum or Grimm, you want to go out and win, of course. That's why you show up to race. But you've got to also consider the implications of where you're at too. Fenson's already had a rough night. It doesn't look like they're holding back at all for Phillips, but you definitely don't want to be the guy they point fingers at afterwards, if something does happen between you and one of the championship leaders.
Absolutely. Well, the pace car or truck, I can't remember, is off. It is Lockie Phillips in first, Mason Heimbaum second, Matt Grimm third, Lockie Phillips in fourth,
Vincent.
and Fenson in fourth as we go back to green. My apologies.
Green, green, green.
Another big jump for Lockie Phillips. Everyone migrating to the top of the racetrack as Mason Heimbaum going to give another shot. Adam is going to stick to the top of the racetrack behind Lockie Phillips.
Yeah, he's all over him. I mean, I think if Heimbaum can let this stay, if the field can keep it green, I think Heimbaum's been a good shot at Phillips tonight. He's definitely put him under a ton of pressure. I see Vincent kind of falling off of this group of 3, but maybe just kind of hoping for some chaos at this point.
I think somebody could pressure someone into making a mistake. I think that's definitely possible here. Lockie Phillips, though, haven't seen a lot of green flag runs as of recent. Might be getting his groove back a little bit, but maybe that's also Mason Heimbaum needed, as he is still there. Matt Grimm in third, and the caution is back out.
Yeah, I mean, it's as much as it is music to Lockie Phillips' ears, that is absolutely not what Heimbaum, Grimm, and Fenson want to see. Fenson for sure, he needs to get back to the front. He needs to take the lead away from Lockie Phillips if he wants a shot at this championship. But just going for an overall race win, if you're Heimbaum or Grimm, these cautions kill you. I mean, they only win a couple laps, and then it's back out, and you got to redo it again. And I mean, with the jumps that Lockie Phillips has been able to get tonight from the lead, being the one with the green flag in hand, it's really hard. I mean, it takes a couple laps. I think these guys are doing a really good job, though, with staying with them so far.
But it's lap 21, and it is the 42 of Ken Leuenberger in the back of the pack, who gets a little bit of contact from the 55 of Kyle Smith. Yeah, just looks like that is what happened. Not too big a contact from anybody, I don't believe. Oh, it's a little bit further up, actually.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
lap 22 with Kyle Smith, yeah.
With Kyle Smith?
Kyle Smith and the 118 of Zachary Good. Oh, no.
Let's take a look here. Let's see. Oh.
It's definitely Kyle Smith getting out of control.
I see Smith. This is some battling right up ahead of Kyle Smith. Oh, it looks like, yeah, him and Cannon Leuenberger was just kind of trying to save the car there. Kyle Smith.
But a little bit further ahead, it's Kyle Smith. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, Kyle Smith just took a suboptimal line into one there and just got himself sideways. And unfortunately, the 118 of Zachary Good had to pay the price.
We are going green here in just a moment.
Yeah, we're
Pace
back
car
here.
is just
Phillips.
off. Lucky Phillips still your leader, completing lap 22 this time of 35 laps. Green flag back in the air, racing once again. Everyone cuts to the bottom through turn 4, back to the top per usual, and let's see what happens.
Matt Grimm putting a little bit of pressure on Heimball. Heimball keeping the pressure on Lockie Phillips down the backstretch. Going to look for the slider. Wasn't able to work last time. Oh, not going to slide all the way top, just going to run the bottom. Interesting move there from Heimball. Maybe he didn't trust it.
Might have taken some lessons from his last attempt there, as Henry Finson right there on the bottom. Heimbaum a little bit of contact into the wall. Matt Grimm is right there. Heimbaum back into the wall just a bit, and Sean Stevens trying to get the 4th spot away from Henry Finson.
Yeah, they're still not letting Lockie Phillips get away here. Heimbaum keeping the pressure on. Only just about a 10.5 between these two. You got to think he's trying to build that run up to see if he can get back around him. And that's really good if you're Fenson or if you're Matt Grimm a little bit further behind. As these guys start fighting, getting side by side, that's just going to allow you to move up closer and closer. And if chaos does happen, if you're able to make a move on 2 for 1 here, see what happens. 8 laps to go across the line.
Mason Heimbaum's got a full season's worth of experience right now. His caution is back out, but you got to know that Mason has been in this spot a lot. He knows not to get desperate too soon. He's going to stay quick, stay in the back of Lockie Phillips, and try to pounce when there's an opportunity. But the caution is back out. Let's see what happened.
Let's take a look here and see.
Looks like it might have been Matt Grimm. Or, excuse me, Matt Wiedefer. Sorry.
Matt Wiedefer. Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks like he's rolling through the pits. No, he's had kind of a rough night tonight, being in a couple of incidents. Let's take a look at what happened here.
Oh no, he just loses it a little bit and knocks the toe out of the right front. That's all it is on the front stretch.
Yeah, we'll take a look real quick. This is coming out of 3 and 4. Yeah, just gets that little bit of oversteer, knocks the toe out, and probably just, I mean, you can see it. It's kind of trying to correct itself, that right front is, but I think just kind of maybe just off the pace, and the stewards have decided to throw the yellow as, oh yeah, more contact in the wall. I think the car has given up on him right now. Is hopefully he can limp it back to the pits under this yellow and get some repairs.
Definitely could have been the case. I believe so. Well, we are getting down to it. It's going to be, I believe, 8 laps to go when we get the green flag. So first of all, do you think Mason Heimbaum's got anything for Lockie Phillips?
I think as long as it stays green the rest of the way, which I don't have much confidence in, I think if it stays green, he's got a shot. But you know, the reason I don't have much confidence in it staying green is kind of partially the reason I think he's got a shot, by saying that if he can get Lockie Phillips out of shape, you know, these cars are really hard to handle when it comes to like taking contact and everything. I mean, they're hard to handle as it is with nobody else on track, but I think we're going to start seeing some haymakers being thrown by Mason Heimbaum and possibly Matt Grimm too.
Yep, as we got the 1 to go, coming to green right here. This could be interesting. I don't think Lockie Phillips is invincible. I think I think Mason Heimbaum could find a hole. I think you saw Mason Heimbaum earlier on trying to find a hole in the outside and try to get that run and take the spot that way. Because if you can do it that way, that's definitely the way to do it. So, green flag is back in the air, racing once again. Lockie Phillips, Mason Heimbaum, Matt Grimm, your top 3. Henry Finson in 4th, Sean Stevens in 5th. Oh, and then Yep, and here comes Matt Grimm and Henry Finson. Henry Finson going to take the 3rd spot away, and he's going to get the 2nd spot, potentially from there, but he's going to maybe drop back to 4th.
Yeah, Finson now trying to hold on to 3rd. Mason Heimbaum making a charge back to 3rd. Mason Heimbaum going to recover back to 3rd after getting through the wall there in 1. But let's see what Matt Grimm can do. Going to be 6 laps to go here. if he's got a shot at Phillips, now's the time to let loose. There's no holding back. Mason Heimbal's just struggling down the backstretch a little bit, getting in the wall. It's gonna be tough. I think unfortunately this time around, unlike other times, I think Lockie Phillips has kind of found his groove. It's bad news for Matt Grimm. Although Lockie Phillips slow out of 2.
Here comes Matt Grimm. Back from the dead, the Grim Reaper is going to be able to do anything with the 17 car with just 4 laps to go this time by. Down to the bottom of the speedway as Matt Grimm back to the top. They are right there. I do not think this is over.
I don't think so either. I think Matt's just kind of sized him up, seeing where he can be better. It looks like he is really good at being able to dive it in about midway into the track, especially into 1 and 2 here.
Caution, yellow
Oh, and the
flag.
caution's back out. Unfortunately,
Oh,
looks like
man.
he's possibly going to have a move there out of 2. I was just about to say, he's been really good at diving it in to 1 and 2 and making up a ton of ground on entry and able to keep that, gap that he's closed up on exit too. Let's take a look at what happened.
Can't doubt Matt Grimm. Trying to see who this might have been.
Looks like possibly Vince Gieri. Looks like he's rolling through the pits. Yeah. Let's take a look.
Oh. Was it Trent?
Oh, no, it is going to be Vince Gieri on the front
Oh,
stretch.
it is Vince Gieri? Okay.
Yeah, so let's take a look here. So we'll back it up just a hair more. So going back, cars are in reverse. So it looks like Vince Gieri is going to try to throw a slide job on Kyle Dorsey.
Oh my gosh, you're not going to... He just topped Matt Grimm.
Yeah, I was able to make it stick for a minute, but oh my, and it's still going.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's gone. And
He's gone. He's into the shadow realm.
To the shadow realm, Vince Gieri goes. Instant, like it just instantly back to his pits, like nothing happened. After being electrocuted by the light pole, we can only imagine.
That's what happens when you when you get hit by electricity. You go back to your pits. So don't touch the socket, kids. Yeah,
don't try it at home.
Go back to the pits.
You don't want to be stuck in the pits.
Yeah. Man, well, that's the second guy to jump the wall tonight. My goodness.
Yeah,
is it just an easy wall to jump, or is it?
It must
just
be
a wild night.
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, I know a couple weeks ago at Knoxville, that wall's kind of low in the corners. We saw a couple people diving their cars for hot dogs outside in the RVs or something. I don't know. There was a couple of guys that decided that they would rather eat a mid-race hot dog than keep going. So it's been definitely wild for sure. We've had all sorts of excitement tonight, Davis. We've had on-track passes, on-track, maybe moves gone wrong. We've had flips. We've had electrocution. We've had resurrection from the Grim Reaper. I don't know. I don't know what's going on anymore.
The pace car is off, and we are going to have just 2 laps to go. 2 laps to settle the Nittany Nationals and the 2026 TCR Sprint Car Series Championship. Lockie Phillips is your leader. Matt Grimm tucked up way up into the 17 car. Mason Heimbaum third. Henry Fenson fourth. We are back underway with 2 laps to go.
Green flag, green flag.
And that may have been the best jump I've seen all night out of somebody that wasn't named Lockie Phillips. Matt Grimm able to pressure, cautions back out.
So it's going to be, I believe, a 1-lap restart here for the Nittany Nationals.
Let's take a look at what happened. It looked like maybe Kenneth Leuenberger involved.
It will be a green-white checkered. This will be a 2-lap restart.
Let's see. I think it may have been Vince Gieri once again. I don't know if you know what. I think what happened. Let's take a look here. I think what happened is, so you see here Gieri coming out of the pits as the leaders go by. Fenson barely able to miss him, but that's a slow car on track. That may have been enough just to throw the caution. But we also see Wiedheifer trying to miss it, or trying to, maybe it wasn't him. I don't know. I thought I saw a car up in the fence. Yeah, it looks like Brady King did hit the fence a little bit, but I mean, really no other no other contact. I think that's all it was Fitzgieri coming out of the pits really slow as the leaders came by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. I think that's the case. So interesting. Well, I believe this is going to be the only attempt at a green-white checkered. I'm not. That's what the officials are saying. I guess I need to know. Well, I guess if they have the session set up right, then that'll be the case. But this will be the final restart of the race here. So,
well, it's
gonna be
definitely
interesting.
now. It's definitely now or never. If you're Matt Grimm, and I mean anybody behind him too. I really hope this thing doesn't end under caution. As good of a night as we've had, but you know they're going all out right here as the pace car is off for the final time.
Just got to make it to the white flag and pass the pace car. After that, it is going to be a green flag finish nonetheless. Lockie Phillips, Matt Grimm, your top two. What's going to happen? Green flag back in the air for the final time.
Yeah, Phillips with
Green,
another
green.
really good jump there, able to get a catch Matt Grimm, sleep a little bit. Matt Grimm gonna go to the inside. Not gonna let him get away.
Nothing.
Heimball.
Nothing as of yet. As they get a little bit together, they're going to hold it. Here comes Henry Fenson on the bottom of the racetrack. White flag in the air for Lockie Phillips. And is he going to hang on and win the Nittany Nationals? 3 wide for the second position. Here comes Mason Heimbaum for second spot. Can he make anything happen? Side by side for second through 3 and 4. Here comes Mason Heimbaum, but it's going to be Lockie Phillips going to win the race. And I believe is going to win the championship.
Yeah, I know we said it's too early to call, but I think with him leading the most laps, that's 5 more points he was able to make up on his teammate Henry Fenson. Yeah, and you see the motion here in the, well, I mean you don't see it in the sim, but you can see it with his car language, if you will, ripping some burnouts in 3 and 4. But I think unofficially that should be championship 1 for Lockie Phillips.
I believe so, and we're waiting to get official word here. We will see. But man, what a finish nonetheless for Lockie Phillips, coming home with $75 on tonight's race.
Yeah, I mean, I think for him, with the amount of work, the amount of effort, the amount of speed he's shown all season, I think for him, it's nice to win the 75, but he was really after one thing tonight, and that was the championship.
Yeah, he definitely locked that up for sure. Hence the name. But it's like they've gotten their picture. Guys are coming in to victory lane and into the media center. Let's see. We're going to try to get a hold of Lockie Phillips here in just a moment. He's taking a little victory lap, as he should. Oh, you know where? I thought he was going to go to the scales.
Ah, no,
And,
no. I think his crew chief may have told him, or may have given him the signal, hey, wreck that car, if you win, wreck that car. But,
Yeah.
No, a great run for Lockie Phillips tonight, as always. He's going to skip the scales, go straight to Port Royal Speedway victory lane.
In the Speed Palace, yeah.
The Speed Palace. I love that. That's great.
Yeah. Let's hear from Lockie Phillips in just a moment. We are trying to get the word. We're still trying to wait and see the official word on the championship before we say anything.
Yeah, hoping we can get the points totals. I mean, I think without drop weeks, like we were talking about, going into the race, before anything, right, I believe you said it was Lockie Phillips had the 8-point lead over Fenson. Now, Fenson qualified pole, that brought him 5 back. So Fenson was at a 5-point deficit, but after the first lap, Fenson was able to lead. That brought them even, so they were even at that point. And then with Fenson losing control into 1, having to drop to the back, that let Lockie Phillips pick up those 5 points again, and then pick up another 5 for leading the most. So the gap would be back to 10, I believe, and then also finish 3 spots ahead on track of his teammates. So I believe, unless there's some crazy stuff with drop weeks, I think it's pretty safe to say.
It's more than safe to say it is official. Lockie Phillips is your 2026 TCR Sprint Car Series champion. He is. It is his first championship after many years in the series. He's been here almost since day one, and he has finally locked up himself a championship with a dominant season. Let's talk to Lockie Phillips now. Hey, champ. You got us?
Is Champ there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Hey, man. What a run. What a season.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, I ended up, pulling it off. So, yeah.
You did. You won the championship. You won the $75. And more importantly, you won the physical trophy for the Nittany Nationals. This is your second Nittany Nationals to win as well. Just walk us through what you're going through.
Oh, relief at the minute. Like that top there was starting to get pretty hectic. I had to tuck the wing back when Mason showed his nose, tuck the wing back and just try and hit my marks, and there was no throttle. Like it was crazy. No throttle. The only time I was really half throttle was down the straight. So yeah, it was very sketchy.
Well, I want to bring something up here. So we were right before we pulled you in the car, and Davis got the official word that you were the official champion. We were just kind of run the numbers. The numbers, of course, it made sense for you to be the champion. But I wanted to talk about the turning point of the race, right? Early on in the night with the qualifying, you see your teammate take 3 points away with qualifying on pole. You see him take another 5 points out of you with leading a lap. And then just a handful of laps later, the tide shifted towards you, right? He has an issue going into one, and all of a sudden you're out in front. You've got a chance to lead the most laps, and of course, like you did, you won the race. Talk me through what you were thinking when you see your teammate, go into one that time and just kind of lose the car.
Yeah, I was just thinking, hopefully that's not me next time around. There was no cushion into turn one at that point, and he just got up a little bit too high and just got into the fence and flipped. I just missed him. I don't even know how I didn't get any damage out of that. I must have glitched through or something. Haven't gone back and watched the replay yet, but so I feel bad for him as well. He's had a great season, first season in the league, so he's been here every week where I've had to race 2 rounds in a caravan down on holidays, and didn't do so well. So just glad to finish it off with a great win and get the series.
Well, that only speaks to the drive that you had this year with the setback that you had, and still overcoming that to win this championship. It is, I believe, Henry Fenson's first year in the series, maybe a second. I'm not 100% sure, but I know for a fact. What is it?
Yeah, rookie season.
Rookie season, yeah. So definitely rookie of the year, no doubt. But you've been here for several seasons now. I recall you and calling those summer series races when it was sometimes just you and Matt Grimm and Trent showing up. I say it to say that you've been around a long time, and I believe this is your first championship. Very, very cliche question to ask that I hate to, but I definitely got to know, what is it? How does it feel? What does it mean to overcome all those seasons of being behind Matt Grimm in the championship and finally getting yours?
Yeah, there was that first year when I lost to Blake Giglio by 2 points. It come down to the last race, and then second behind Matt, and then I think third behind someone else. I've been up there, so top on the podium for most of the championships. So it's good to finally get one, and put my name on the winners list for a championship after trying so many years.
Who got you to this championship tonight?
I'd just like to thank team owner. He jumped in and helped spot for tonight. Just needed that extra reinsurance. So thanks to him, and thanks to all the boys thanks to Henry for jumping on this season, and he wasn't going to stay around, but some things come up that he could stay around. So thanks to him for joining me on the grid and being my left-hand man and me being his left-hand, right-hand man. So yeah, worked out well. Like to thank our sponsors, ABR Setup Shop, Graham Electrical and Data, Premium Sim Designs, Catalyst and Computers, Skid Kings, JJ and SC Racewear, iRacing Down Under, Premium Cinematography, and Down Under Sim TV, and just you for the broadcast, and Trent and Matt for putting on the great league. I wish we could have got a little bit more numbers tonight, but it is what it is. We still had a great field of cars, and yeah.
It was a great race for sure. Lockie, congratulations. Really happy to see it go to someone like you, and looking forward to what's to come for you.
Thanks, mate, and yeah, we'll see you next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Congrats to you, Lucky.
Thanks, mate.
That's Lockie Phillips, your champion for the 2026 TCR Sprint Car Series season. Man, you know, he sounds just as cool as he did pre-race.
He does.
You know, it's something about those guys. They just always stay cool, calm, and collected. I guess it works when they're nervous and when they're elated. I don't know. Well, let's talk to our runner-up tonight, which was Matt Grimm. If I can get the machine to work here. Matt, you got us.
I got you.
Hey, man. Look, I am going to tell you, I think you had the best shot tonight to take down Lockie Phillips. I know you don't want to hear that you were great at finishing second, but you had quite the speed to be able to challenge. What was it? Just more laps that you needed?
Yeah, I needed the cautions to calm down at the end, especially that like very last one. It took away 2 laps just for some dude coming out of the pits. So I knew that I was a lot faster than him, so it definitely sucks to come up second. But I don't know really what I could have done, because like I where I was fast, it kind of like screwed me, because I was so much faster entering one to where I was like I couldn't come up into the line because he was there. So then it just put me in a weird spot, and luckily I didn't lose second there.
Yeah, I think I spoke on that when you were, chasing down Lockie Phillips, because you would, you kind of have to take that awkward line you were talking about, right? And then, maybe you lose a little bit, but then, yeah, every time entering one, I kept talking about how much ground you were closing on him and able to keep that, stay close with him on exit, even when you did have to take maybe a suboptimal line, because, there is a car there. The other thing I wanted to ask you about, though, because I thought Heimball, when he was in second, was doing an okay job of trying to feel out the restarts, but I mean, there was 2 or 3 restarts in a row there, and like you said, unfortunately, that there were the cautions, kind of just snowballing there at the end to run you out of laps. But I think you gave yourself about the best chance. What was the on the restarts? You were like hooked up to. I mean, it's like you guys were one car. How were you able to just get so much of a better jump than everybody else that was in second throughout the night on Lockie?
He kind of started to show a tail there once I was like actually on his bumper. Like I could watch enough of it to like he like started jerking the wheel right before he went, because he was trying to point the car down to the inside so he could get down the straightaway better. But it like gave me that cue to like, all right, we're going. And honestly, I think having the good restarts might have hurt me more than anything, because if I could have got maybe a little bit of a gap, I could have entered 1 and 2 different and like approached it different and actually been like on his tail tank instead of underneath of him, and maybe could have done something in 3 and 4. But I was kind of struggling in 3 and 4 too, so I don't know how that would have went.
You've had quite the season this year. We know. Well, I'm willing to admit you've had some pretty tough luck throughout the 2026 season in the TCR Sprint Car Series. I think that tonight's run really defines you as a driver, because you finish second, and you look back on how you did it, and you had jumped the front stretch wall, it probably killed a few people, and still got back out on track and finished second. I guess just walk us through that and that wreck there and how you got back to the front.
Yeah, I skipped on that opportunity like 3 times before that. Like, no, shouldn't risk it, shouldn't risk it. And then he started leaving it open more and more and more. And I had Sean underneath me, so when I got that big giant run, I was like, okay, there's a football field out here. I got a car underneath me, and I'm going like 30 miles an hour faster. I'm going for it. And sadly, I did not get far enough ahead to where he seen me, or I don't even know if it would have made a difference because he was coming up either way. But I kind of like was just ground sky, and trying to figure out where I land. And I had to have gotten a pretty good distance because I was at end of pit road up against the inside fence, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, yeah, I would say so. Um, you come home with $50 tonight. I'd say it's a pretty big payday for a sim race. Who all helped you get there?
All just thanks to Aiden at RTB and everyone on the team. We haven't really been running, but hopefully now that some other leagues are starting up, some of the guys will get back on and we can try and go from there. But yeah, I'm can't say I'm too thrilled with how the whole season went, but coming out of it with $50 sure seems like a win.
I'd say so. You're making more than us. But thank you, Matt. We really appreciate your time as always, and looking forward to what's ahead for you.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
That is the Grim Reaper, Matt Grimm. Well, and last but not least was someone we really wanted to speak with earlier on the night, who finished third last week at Lernerville as well as third tonight. It's going to be Mason Heimbaum. We'll bring the Iowa kid in here. Mason, do you got us?
I gotcha.
Hey, man. So first of all, we really wanted to talk to you about your run last week. Looks like you've gotten a couple of third place finishes to cap off your season. Where do you think the speed has came from to end your season like that?
I really think it's from just getting back into the sim a lot more. Like when I came in to run TCR, I was coming off breaking my collarbone, so I didn't get to play the sim for like 2.5 months. And I just think through the course of the season, I was kind of finally starting to get a groove back.
Yeah, it definitely seems like you're getting that groove back for sure. And you were definitely in the groove tonight. You seem like one of the few people that really figured out to run that high side with Lockie Phillips and make sure to stay in his wind to be able to pounce. Is that kind of what the strategy was for you there?
Oh yeah, for sure. When I was coming through the field after getting caught up with Henry at the early, I was when I got into second, I really wanted to win. So I was kind of trying to crash the car to get by him because I just really wanted to get by him. Even tried throwing a few sliders and ended up almost crashing the car. But yeah, it was I felt really good. Way more comfortable here than I usually am. I'd consider Port Royal one of my weaker tracks, but today I actually felt pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say if you're on your weaker track and you finish top 3, it's not a bad day at the track. The one thing I wanted to point out and ask you about was there was, I think about midway in the race when you were talking about, you threw a couple sliders at Lockie Phillips. The 1 out of 4 didn't quite stick, but you did a really good job of saving the car. And then you had another one. You had an excellent run off of 4 heading into turn 1. You get what looks like move done, and then you see those yellow lights. I mean, walk me through that roller coaster of emotions there.
Yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday because it was 5 minutes ago. But yeah, I got the run and I was like, this is perfect. I'm going to throw the slider because I had such a big run that I was like, I know this is going to clear and I'm going to be able to get a good run. And as soon as I cleared it, I saw the yellow lights come on and I was just like, damn it. Because I knew that if there was any of my sliders were going to work, it was going to be that one.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you definitely gave it your all there, and you definitely left it all on the track here tonight, the past few weeks, and all season for sure. Who helped you get to this great run tonight?
Yeah, Aiden Beerline, everyone at RTB, uh, they they helped me a lot. I haven't really been too active this season, but they're for sure why I'm as good as I am. And of course, my cousin Jack, he helps me all the time. So yeah, huge hats off to them.
Well, speaking fun to call your races this year, Mason. Looking forward to seeing what's ahead for you on the online set of things, as well as on the real tracks. So, thanks for being with us this season, and looking forward to seeing what's ahead for you.
Yep, thank you.
That is your third place finisher, Mason Highbaum, and that's it. That
It's
is
so sad. It's so
I
sad. It's
know.
it's all the 2026 season has come to a close as I see we
Well,
have Trent
not over yet.
Curtis in
It's not
here.
over yet. We got one more guy to talk to. How we
That's
doing,
right.
Mr. Trent Curtis?
Well, we're doing all right. I was gonna say, unfortunately, didn't do so well on the track, but I think this is the best Nittany Nationals I've had in probably 2 or 3 years. So, um, other than that, doing pretty good. I hope broadcast went good.
Broadcast went great. I want to know how it went on the admin side of things. I know there was a lot going on. I know there was a little bit of frustration and some heating tempers out there. How'd things go?
Honestly, after looking at a quick review, the biggest thing was nothing of significance happened. Obviously, biggest thing I worry as the head admin of the series and trying to decide who's the champion is you see the leader of the race and the guy who's in the championship contention get in a caution, and you're just worried, like, did who caused this? And then you see it was just driver error, and that was a relief off my shoulders because I was worried I was going to have to make a decision on that. But today, as far as adminning goes, it's not too terrible. We did have some stints of extended cautions. Obviously, at the end of the race, there were events. I think it was just simply, miscommunication on guaranteed time. But other than that, we really didn't run into too many snafus. Track got a little slick at the end there, which I wasn't really expecting, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we definitely saw that. This is, I believe, the fourth or fifth season of the TCR Sprint Car Series, and something like that when we count the Winter Series. You've definitely seen this thing grow quite a bit from just I think you and Matt and your dad or someone's dad.
My grandfather.
Your grandfather, that's who it was. Much more than just you three guys running out there each week. And it seemed like this season was an even bigger jump in that direction. What have you noticed on the growth of this series?
It's been interesting, Davis, because we've had moments where, like, we rolled up to Knoxville, Eldora, Williams Grove, track stat 2 or 3 years ago were our big draws. We get 15, 20 cars there. And this year we had our lowest counts at the big tracks. Meanwhile, places like Lima Land and Lanier and even Lernerville last week, and more technical racetracks, we had our biggest car counts of the year. So it's really just trying to catch the trends of iRacing. Obviously, I think the 410 series are down based off of like what Lockie and Matt Grimm have told me throughout the year. We're the only fixed 410 Sprint Car Series league that's really running at this time of year. So, we take pride in that. Obviously, we want to stay with the 410s. I don't think we really want to deviate from that. But no, this year was good. We had people come in. We even, during the middle of the race, we had people wishing the season would last longer, which was, a little wild for me because, as you guys know, this is our longest season we've ever had at 10 races since the first season, which was, like you said, it was just three of us and me just putting on a race just because I wanted to, so seeing not only growth, but year over year, seeing a lot of the same faces, a lot of the same cars come back really helps. It helps having a strong base like that.
Yeah, and there's been I think obviously like a big change of the what do you call it, the tide this season. It was for years it was Matt Grimm winning these championships, and you almost kind of knew that he was gonna kind of pull away from and win these things. And Lockie Phillips had kind of been the guy who could really contend for a few wins here and there. And now it seemed like those Evolution Sim Sport guys have really picked it up. Obviously, they were 1-2 in the championship going into tonight, and I believe they finished 1-2 in the championship. But it seemed like those guys took over, and it's not like Matt Grimm went anywhere. He was there, just he had some tough luck, but at the same token, was not as competitive as the Evolution Sim Sport guys. So, what do you think that tells about the competition in this league?
I think really this year it shows that, one or two races really can define a season. Last year, Lachlan Phillips had a lot of battles with Matt Wiedeffer and just, would have rotten luck. Meanwhile, Matt Grimm seemingly was on the good end of the luck almost every week. I mean, Lord knows, how many weeks did we say Matt Grimm had to fight through the field and somehow ended up second or third every single week?
A lot.
And Lachlan Phillips would start up front and something would happen. He'd end up in the back. And it is almost reversed this year, Lockie, even on his championship year, I think it's one of the lowest average finishes we've had, but he had so many wins it overcame, Henry's consistency, which like this was the first year we've ever crowned. We didn't have our champion locked up before we took the green flag, which I think that really stands to show how competitive, especially at the front of the field between Henry Fenson, a guy who, like we know at Knoxville, wasn't even supposed to run the full season. He was supposed to just run one race and, that'd be it. And managed to come on out every single week. And I think it shows how strong and competitive the front of the field can be, where those guys, even today, it wasn't one guy pulled away from the field. It was a scrap and a fight all the way through. And even the midfield, I think that was one of the biggest things that later in the year, we had a stronger midfield. And that's a big thing, I think, for it too, is that, years past, we've kind of had a soft middle of the field where a guy would get in trouble and they just carve right through and they'd end up right back up front. This year, a lot of these races, we had a hard midfield. It was very tough. It was very, scrap inducing middle of the field. And I think it really shows how strong Henry was, where if he had a problem, he was able to carve through the field and get back up towards the front.
For sure, for sure. Well, I'll tell you this: we've really enjoyed this season. It's been a great one, and we're definitely appreciative of everything you and Matt Wiedefer are doing for the TCR Sprint Car Series, and we're looking forward to next year.
Absolutely, and we thank you guys at Grease Vision, especially you, Davis, for broadcasting these races. Obviously, last week at Lernerville, we had technical difficulties. I think maybe some of that fog that was rolling in, or maybe overnight rains damaged
Something
the
like that,
satellites.
yeah.
But again, we thank you guys so much for broadcasting the league, and we get comments all the time that one of the things they love about this league is the broadcast. And it's truly, I feel like, makes our league unique, right? Is that you guys aren't broadcasting 25 different leagues, and if anyone wants to find the home of this league, they know where to go. And also great AI seasons too. So, if you're still watching the stream and you want to watch some iRacing AI seasons, stick around Grease Vision. There'll be plenty more to come. Season 6 we will announce soon. And by soon, I mean in 6 months.
Yeah, you got some time.
we got a little bit of time. Obviously, if there's enough interest, we might do some stuff over the summer. But we both of us are busy over the summer. It's not easy for us to commit to weeks. So
That's when the real guys race.
yeah, that's where we'll be racing. So, but like we tried a summer series a couple years back, and that didn't go so well. So, but obviously, if we get enough commitment, we get enough people behind it, we're not afraid to run some races in the summer. But yeah, until then, season 6 will fire off. I gotta look at a calendar. We're hoping late December, and then roll into January, February. But if it falls on a holiday again, then we'll be starting up January 2027.
Yeah. Well, we really appreciate the kind words, and I also just while you're here, I want you to know that not a lot gets done without with Nathan here. He's been able to carry the torch for quite a bit. So just want to thank him once again for everything. So if you're still there.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. It's been a blast. I mean, to echo what you said earlier, Trent, I think I'd helped Davis out in years past, of just kind of hopping on just to give him some breathing room. But it's been this season in particular has been really special to see the strength and the competition really all come together. And like you said, I mean, you don't really see people pull away anymore. You see those hard fights for the lead, even hard fights for fifth. Really, really fun to watch this season, and just happy to be able to be a part of it.
Absolutely. We thank you guys every week for putting the show out for everyone to watch.
Yeah, thank you for putting it on as well. That's Trent Curtis, the owner of Trent Curtis Racing and the TCR Sprint Car Series. And with that, I guess we could try to close out here. Any final thoughts from either of you two?
This, as I said on the to all the drivers, we, on behalf of Matt Wiedeffer, we are very appreciative of everyone who came out. We had 25 drivers come out, make a start this year. And we appreciate every single driver for racing with us this year, whether it was one race, whether it was the whole full schedule, and we hope to see a lot of them back next year.
Yep, I'll echo that as well. I mean, thank the drivers keep this going, right? But thanks to the drivers, thanks to the fans as well for watching at home, whether you're a relative of the driver or a friend or whoever. It really helps the league in general get out and everything. And thank you guys as well for support and help whenever it's needed.
Yeah, I echo all those words, and it just means a lot for all the kind words that the drivers and the viewers say about this. We know this isn't the best production ever, particularly when I'm the one producing the show, which I did not tonight, so it's probably better. But it definitely means a lot from everybody. I still hate that I missed the 2025 season. Just to be transparent, I had a baby this past year. She's a little over a year old now, but it was just going to be very tough to break away from that and just going through a lot of stuff in my life at that point. But this has been a big overcoming for me to be able to come back and do this. And I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And to be honest, I think I've kind of remembered why I like doing this. So thank you to Trent. Thank you to Nathan. Everyone in the TCR Sprint Car Series. Thank you for everyone watching at home for tuning into Grease Vision. This has been the TCR